So I've got my swing back together. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to do a split squat. So you can do this with a chair, with a weight bench, with just about anything. Again, this is just an inversion stool that I have. Helps me with when I want to do inversions. So all you want to do is your back leg is going to be up on it. I can put either the flat of my foot, I can put the flat of my foot, the top of my foot there, or I can put it up onto my toes. Just note that if you are up on your toes, you're more likely to keep weight in that back leg. So a split squat just requires me to come down. Again, very similar movement to a lunge. I do want to try and keep my upper body upright if possible. And I'm just coming down with most of my weight on my front leg. Once I get into a more dynamic surface, there is a chance that I'm going to put more weight on my back leg. So just be aware of that. For this one, I put my foot inside the hammock part of the swing, and it's the same thing, except now my leg can go forward and back with me. So just terrible view. So the idea is with that more dynamic surface, I have the choice of either allowing my leg to stretch back. Personally, I like to do this because I like to get a little bit of stretch in my hip flexor muscle while still maintaining my weight on my front leg, which is going to be my working leg again. Or I can keep my weight kind of centered, and similar to the more stable surface, I'm just keeping my body weight right where it is, going straight down. So really, it's up to you. This mostly gives me extra stretch. There is going to be a component that when I get it to a certain point, I do put a little bit more weight on that back leg, and so I get a little bit more of my quads working. But it's really a personal preference. For me, I need a little bit of extra stretch through my hip flexors, so that one is a good one for me. Then we have a very, very dynamic surface. So with the ball, again, I have two ways of doing this. I can keep my weight fairly centered mass, go straight down, or I can let my legs stretch back and forward. The movement is slightly different. The muscles are fairly similar. Again, I'm going to get a little stretch through my hip flexor. I am going to be pulling forward with my hip flexor afterwards, so I'm getting these muscles working a little bit. My main working leg still is this front leg. So that's what a split squat is. You can do it with like a medicine ball or something like that. I personally prefer a higher surface because you're more likely to keep the weight on that one leg and get that, like I said, the inside medial quad activating a little bit more. So I usually will do it like that. There is one other kind of squat type exercise. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the very last balance squat combo that I'm going to do is coming down. Want to be as straight of a line as possible, and then that front leg is kind of bending into a squat, and it's basically you're doing a single leg squat. Back leg is hitting that. These are going to help me to balance and counterbalance my back leg, coming down only as far as I can with control, if I feel like I've got a little extra balance, I can try and do a row in that position. This one, we're getting a little bit of our back in by trying to maintain this position, a little bit of glutes by lifting that leg up and holding it in the air. If we get the row, then obviously we're going to get our rhomboid muscles, which is postural strengthening. So that's the last one that I like to do sometimes. Haven't done it in a little while, so apologize for the bad form. Without the weights, I'm going to show you. Same idea. So if I'm having problems with my balance, I can keep my arms out to my side like I'm making an airplane. I want to keep that leg up as well as possible. And then come down into my squat and back up. And I can straighten or I can stay in that position. Okay? Arms out for balance. Straight line. Squat and up. So that is lunges, split squats. I don't have a name for it. I'm pretty sure there is a name, but I don't know it.